Hey guys, we're here working on our new fit test and our new scoring sheet for this year. So we just wanted to go over this, give you guys kind of what to look forward to and what to expect on your testing so you guys know how to set yourself up for success. So in this video, we're gonna cover the fit test. So we're gonna start with push-ups. So push-ups is a score of 1 to 5. And I'm gonna lay those out real fast and then we'll have some demonstrations so you can see exactly what we're looking for. So we're gonna start at 5. So if you want a 5, the first thing is you cannot do knee push-ups. I know some of you are crying right now, it's okay. All right, so no knee push-ups at 5. We wanna see full range of motion. Your chest goes down to the floor, all the way down and up. You should be breaking the T when you go down, and then you're looking for more than 22 push-ups in 30 seconds. If you're doing 45 seconds, you need to do a minimum of 33 push-ups. At a minute, you have to do a minimum of 44 push-ups. And for 90 seconds, you have to do a minimum of 66 push-ups. Okay, so those are gonna be the ranges. So we wanna see good form plus technique, so plus numbers. So it has to be quality plus quantity in order to get that 5. So if you can do all that, that will be a 5. Now, when we go to a 4, you are gonna be allowed to do knee push-ups. The numbers from the 5 remain the same. So the only thing that happens if you can do 66 push-ups in 90 seconds on your knees, that's a 4. The only way you're gonna get to a 5 is start practicing off your knees, okay? Because that's what we wanna see. Otherwise, for 30 seconds, again, that was 22 push-ups. Now, if you're off your knees for a 4, we're gonna go over these numbers real fast. In 30 seconds, you can do between 18 and 22 push-ups. So if you're between 18 and 22, that's a 4 on 30 seconds. 26 to 32 push-ups in 45 seconds. 36 to 44 push-ups in 1 minute, and then 45 to 65 push-ups in 90 seconds, okay? Now to drop down to a 3, remember if I'm on my knees to get a 3, I have to do those same numbers at a 4 on my knees, and I'll get a 3 for that one. Otherwise, if I'm off my knees, I'm on my feet, the numbers are 12 to 17 push-ups in 30 seconds, 18 to 25 push-ups in 45 seconds, 25 to 30 push-ups in 60 seconds, and 36 to 44 push-ups in 90 seconds. Now, to drop down to, again, remember that's off my knees, I'm doing those numbers, that's a 3. If I drop down to a 2 and I'm on my knees, I have to do the numbers from the 3, okay? So you're basically getting a point deduction for doing them on your knees. So we want you to be able to learn to not do them on your knees. But if I'm off my knees at a 2, I have 8 to 11 push-ups in 30 seconds, 12 to 17 push-ups in 45 seconds, 20 to 26 push-ups if I have 60 seconds, or 27 to 35 push-ups at 90 seconds. And then when you drop down to a 1, remember they can be performed on your knees, but if I'm on my knees, I have to do the numbers from the 2 off my knees. And then if I'm off my knees, then I'm going for 7 or less push-ups in 30 seconds. So if I can't get more than 7, that's a 1. 11 or less push-ups in 45 seconds, 19 or less push-ups in 60 seconds, 26 or less push-ups in 90 seconds, okay? Now, we are gonna say, like, if the judges are watching your form on any of those and we don't see the full range, we don't see you breaking your T, a judge can deduct a point even though you may hit the numbers. So it's very important, again, quality and quantity together. It's not just quality, it's not just quantity, it's together. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna go to our punches. So there's 5 elements for our punches. If you have all 5 of these on every single hand technique you're doing, whether it's punches, elbows, knife hands, ridge hands, back fist strikes, whatever it is, if you can demonstrate these 5 elements, then you will get a 5. Number 1 is hip rotation. So we wanna see that your hips are moving, okay, that you're not just standing here and it's all arms. Okay, number 2 is wrist rotation, that your wrist when you're doing it is twisting. So on a knife hand, I'm twisting this way. On a back fist, I'm twisting this way. On a punch, there's rotation. On a ridge hand, there's rotation. On an elbow, palm up, and then I rotate palm down. There should be some rotation in the arm when you do it. Contact area that you're hitting with the correct spot on the target. So on punches, your 2 big knuckles, knife hand with this part, ridge hand with this part, elbow with this part, back fist with this part. So we want to see that the correct part is actually hitting the target. Speed, that it looks like you're moving fast from the beginning of the move to the end of the move. If you're just kind of letting your arms go nice and easy, you don't have speed. There should be a little snap when you're hitting it, and that means that when I hit the target, I'm not staying on the target. So my contact is not here and I'm pushing. It should be hit and retract right after. That's gonna be part of your speed. And then the last one, this is number 5, is gonna be power. So that it looks like you're trying to drive through the target and you're actually trying to penetrate into the target instead of just tap the target. We don't wanna see any rock'em sock'em robot punches or strikes. Okay, so if you have those 5 elements, hip rotation, wrist rotation, contact area, speed, and power, you will get an excellent. If you're missing any one of those or more, that's what your score goes to. So if I only have 2 of those elements, I get a 2. If I have 3, I get a 3. Okay, makes sense? All right, core. We're gonna demonstrate core in a second, but the averages right now, if excellent, you have to hold it for 2+ minutes. Unless you're testing for 3rd degree, then it's 3+ minutes. For a 4, it's 1 minute 45 seconds to 1 minute 59 seconds. If you're in that range, you get a 4. 1 minute 30 seconds to 1 minute 44 seconds is a 3. 1 minute to 1 minute 29 seconds is a 2. And then 30 seconds to 59 seconds is a 1. Now, as you get to black belt level, those numbers do increase. So like at black belt, you do not start earning points until 1 minute, and then they just scale from there. And then we're gonna talk about kicks real fast. So we got kicks and burpees, and then we're done with the fit test. So for our kicks, again, 5 elements. So if you have these 5 elements, then you're gonna get a 5. And the kicks are now separated on your right leg and your left leg. So some of you guys are really good at one leg or the other, your dominant leg, and you don't practice your non-dominant leg. You need to practice both sides, okay? Especially at testing, because we wanna see that you're getting equally proficient with both legs. So number 1 is hands up. We say hands up or hands active, okay? So I don't necessarily need to see that your hands are like way up here, but your hands should be up by your face. If I'm throwing a kick, like especially like a round kick, I can have my hands drop a little bit, but then my hands need to come back up. The one thing we don't want to see is that your hands are down like this and I'm just throwing kicks and my hands are all the way down. That's not going to be good. You don't have that element. So the hands have to be somewhere in the general vicinity of your upper chest to your head. If it's somewhere in this angle right here, somewhere in that box, you're okay. Okay, we'll consider that hands up. One thing I did when I was training, I would constantly touch my cheeks with my knuckles. That way I know my hands are up, okay? Kick, chamber, kick, re-chamber. So on most kicks, there's a couple kicks that don't have it, but on most kicks, you have to bend your knee, kick, and then bend back. We should see that snap when you go through, and this will come into speed because that when we get to that, but that should be that snap, that chamber, kick, re-chamber. So you're snapping and then I'm re-chambering and my knee is trying to get to the same level. Now, if your knee's dropping a little bit, but we can still see the chamber and the kick and then the re-chamber, you're still gonna get points for that element. So if you can't keep your knee at the same level, that's something you want to work on, but that's not something that's going to take away from that. But as long as we see that chamber, kick, re-chamber, you're good there. The second one is power. So that's that chamber, kick, re-chamber. The snap part of it, that's going to lend you to power. So we want to see that you're trying to generate through the target, that you're really trying to hit it hard, that you're not just, okay, all right, I'm touching the target. No, we want to see that you're trying to generate some power in there. The next one is balance. So this is where you have to control your height, you have to control your distance, and you do have to control your power. So if you kick too hard, you're gonna fall forward. If you kick too high, you're gonna fall backwards or over. If you kick too far, you're gonna kick too far, you might fall forward as well. So just control those 3 elements for your balance, making sure that you're not falling over. If you fall over one time, not a big deal. If you're falling over constantly, then you're gonna not have that element, okay? And then the last one is eye contact. So we wanna make sure that you're looking at your target. This is going to be a big thing, especially in like spinning kicks or jumping kicks. I want to make sure, especially jump spinning kicks, I want to make sure that I'm looking at the target and then I can hit the target when I do it. I'm not just, putting my eyes down and then I'm trying to throw the kick and I can't see it. So those are the 5 elements. Again, hands up, chamber, kick, re-chamber, power, balance, eye contact. If you have those 5 things and we see it on most of your kicks, now we understand, especially when you're doing a minute or 90 seconds or you're doing multiple rounds of kicks, that it's going to, you're gonna get tired, things are gonna start happening, your hands are gonna start to drop. We understand that, especially at black belt testing and when you're kind of going long-term on this, when you're doing kicks for a long amount of time, the main thing we're gonna wanna see is that at the beginning, you're really good with it and that if you catch yourself, we wanna see oh, my hands are down, okay, I remember to put my hands up. Those are the type of things, especially when you're doing them for a longer amount of time. And then the last thing is burpees. So when you do burpees, we're gonna talk about this real fast because we have our scores. So remember, your knees and your thighs, so your thighs and your lower stomach need to touch the floor, and then you need to push up, jump up, and then come up, and then there needs to be a little bit of a jump, okay? The numbers based off of 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 90 seconds. So In 30 seconds, you have to be able to complete 9 or more burpees for a 5. So if in 30 seconds, if you can do 9 or more burpees, you get a 5. In 45 seconds, you need to do 14 or more. In 60 seconds, you need to do 18 or more. And in 25 seconds, you need to do 90 or more. So if you have good form and you're hitting those numbers, that's a 5. To drop down to a 4, you need 7 or 8 in 30 seconds. So if you get 7 or 8, that's a 4. 12 or 13, that's a 4 in 45 seconds. 16 to 17 in 60 seconds, or 22 to 24 in 90 seconds. When you go down to a 3, you have to complete between 5 and 6 burpees in 30 seconds, 10 to 11 in 45 seconds, 13 to 15 in 60 seconds, and then 19 to 21 in 90 seconds. To get a 2, you have to complete 3 to 4 in 30 seconds of burpees, 6 to 9 in 45 seconds, 10 to 12 in 60 seconds, 16 to 18 in 90 seconds, and then a 1 is 2 or less burpees in 30 seconds, which means you're really trying to get a 1. All right. 5 or less in 45 seconds, 9 or less in 60 seconds, and then 15 or less in 90 seconds. So again, this fit test is designed to make you fit. So if you are not practicing this regularly, you're gonna walk into testing, especially if you're just trying to do it like the week before or the week of, you're gonna walk into testing and you're gonna struggle a little bit, especially with some of these numbers, especially with like the push-ups or the burpees. We should still be doing those in class, but a lot of it is like the length of time and conditioning and pushing yourself. So make sure you guys set a day or time, or even like come early to class or stay after class one time and just put yourself through it. Put a couple minutes on the clock and just run through this so that you're getting well at it. The push-ups, burpees, and core is gonna be probably the 3 biggest things. You guys should be doing a lot of hand techniques, a lot of kicking techniques in class. But this is a 20-point swing on your test. If you get all 5 1s compared to all 5 5s, that's a 20-point swing. That's a big swing in your test. But hopefully this will help you guys. It's gonna be very cut or dry. All the judges will have these sheets. They all have the judging criteria, so we'll know exactly what number it is. But now you guys know exactly what to shoot for and what to do it. And then the other thing is, when you get this back on the test, I'm not sure if you guys can see up here, but I'll come a little closer. All right, there's yeses and nos that we're just gonna circle. So now when you get your sheet back, all you're gonna do is you can see what elements you're missing in which part, so you'll know exactly what you need to work on moving forward to make those adjustments. Good luck with that. Have fun, train hard, and remember, become better than you are today.